Hey football lovers, for my topic today, I would like to give recent updates on the Champions League semi-final second leg and a discussion on the Champions League final preview. This year's Champions League final will be a showdown between Liverpool and Real Madrid. Hold on a second. Before I talk about the final, first of all, I would like to talk about recent updates on the second leg semi-final matches. First, Villarreal's fairy tale has finally come to an end after the Reds' unexpected comeback at the second half. The game began with the Yellow Submarines' lead at the first half, where it only took 3 minutes from the start for Boladia to score an opener for the Yellow Submarines after Pervis Estupinan crossed toward Capoe, who provided an assist for Dia to steer quickly into the empty net. In the 41st minute, it's Capoe again who gave another crossing assist for former Arsenal midfielder Francis Coquelin to head past Alisson, extending Villarreal's lead to 2 goals and tied the aggregate score. The conclusion for the first half illustrated that the Yellow Submarines could make a potential comeback in El Madrigal and how dominant they are whenever the game is played in Spain. Later in the second half, Jurgen Klopp decided to make few changes by replacing Diogo Jota with Luis Diaz. It was the second half when Liverpool began to prove their dominance once again, starting with Fabinho scoring the first for the Reds as he beated the offside trap to latch onto Salah's through ball and drilled a low shot through Ruli's legs from a tight angle. Suddenly, Liverpool managed to equalize after Trent Alexander-Arnold provided a far cross to allow Luis Diaz to head into the goal, thus it became 2-2 for both sides and the Reds winning 4-2 on aggregate. Lastly, it was Sadio Mane who decided the winner and a ticket to Paris for Liverpool after Mane himself dribbled past Rulli, who came out of goal in an attempt to clear the ball and avoided Juan Foyth before rolling the ball into an empty goal. As a result, the game ended with Liverpool's comeback in the second half and guaranteed their place in the Champions League final, which will take place in Paris. Thus, Liverpool is back in the Champions League final again after 3 years and looking forward to win quadruple by the end of the season. In conclusion, it was the presence of Luis Diaz in the second half that had awakened the Reds to make an unexpected comeback against the Yellow Submarines in Spain, thus ruining Emery's tactical plan. Now, going to the most exciting game from the second leg, it's another clash between Real Madrid and Manchester City where the first half was goalless as none of these two sides were able to score an opener for the team respectively. Then, the beginning of the second half was almost as similar as the first half until it was Riyad Mahrez at the 73rd minute scoring an opener to ensure City's lead as well as leading through aggregate by 2 goals. However, the game completely went into a point of unexpectedness as Rodrigo Goes managed to equalize at an injury time after Benzema provided a cross for Rodrigo to tap into goal. Then, it's Rodrigo again surprisingly scored another goal in less than a minute as he rose between Laporte and Diaz to head the ball past Ederson onto the top left corner. Can't you imagine scoring 2 goals in a minute? What a comeback it was! What an amazing comeback it was! No one could even expect this to come. Thus, the game resumed at extra time as it became a tie at aggregate following that surprising comeback at injury time. At extra time, Real Madrid was awarded a penalty after Benzema was brought down with a lunge by Ruben Diaz, and Benzema once again successfully converted the penalty, putting Los Blancos ahead of the game. The game ended 3-1 with Real Madrid's victory and a place in the Champions League final after a comeback at injury time and Benzema's penalty. Following their win, Real Madrid hopes to win their 14th Champions League title this season after winning La Liga. Manchester City, on the other hand, had lost the chance of winning their first Champions League title after a 3-1 defeat to Los Blancos. Thus, the citizens now only have the Premier League to claim as their hopes for double have come to an end. Pep Guardiola yet struggled to win a single Champions League title in his last 10 Champions League campaigns after winning his last Champions League title with Barcelona in the 2010-11 campaign, and Man City suffered a defeat in the semi-final for the first time since 2015-16 when they lost to the same opponent, yet eventual champion. Carlo Ancelotti once again made another history by becoming the first and only manager to have reached 5 Champions League finals, and after winning 3 Champions League finals previously, He is aiming to win his 4th Champions League title in his 5th final, and another one for Real Madrid since the 2013-14 La Decima campaign. So, the Champions League final for this year has been decided, and it's a clash between 13 times winner Real Madrid and 6 times winner Liverpool, or also known as the 2018 final rematch. Before talking about the final preview, let's take a time travel back to the 2018 Champions League final between these two sides. 4 years ago, the Champions League final between Real Madrid and Liverpool took place in Ukraine's capital Kyiv, and it was a showdown between Zidane's Los Blancos and Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. Unfortunately, Liverpool had already suffered a huge blow after one of their key strikers, Mohamed Salah, was forced to leave the pitch with a dislocated shoulder injury following a rough challenge from Sergio Ramos. The second half yet gave the Reds another huge blow following Loris Karius' blunder as he threw the ball onto the opposition, allowing Benzema to score the first goal for Los Blancos. 4 minutes later, Liverpool managed to equalize through Sadio Mane's tap-in. However, as Gareth Bale came on in the 61st minute, he completely changed the game by scoring the beautiful bicycle kick that shocked the whole stadium following a cross from Marcelo. As the game approached injury time, Bale scored his second goal of the game to extend Los Galacticos' lead by 2 goals, following another blunder from Karius as he mishandled Bale's shot that swerved through his hands and went into the goal. The final score was 3-1, and it decided Real Madrid's glory once again, where they managed to win 3 Champions League titles in a row under Zidane's first spell at Real Madrid. Thus became the first team to do so on more than one occasion. Thus this Champions League glory in Kyiv became Cristiano Ronaldo's 5th and last Champions League title, and this final was also his last game in Real Madrid before moving to Juventus in the summer. Unfortunately, it was Loris Karius' fatal blunder that had ruined Liverpool's Champions League title hopes and was heavily criticized by many fans for every mistake that he made during the game. Thus, it seems bare for the Koppites to deal with this problem, but Karius' infamous blunder will remain as the most tragic moment from the 2018 Champions League final. Furthermore, the media did not pay much attention towards Sergio Ramos until it came to a realization that he had been the most notorious ones throughout the game, as he did not only dislocate Salah's shoulder, but also elbowed Karius' head at the beginning of the second half that led to Karius' fatal blunder twice. According to the report from Massachusetts General Hospital, the doctors went to review the video of an unnoticed incident over and over again and came up to the conclusion that Loris Karius had sustained a concussion during the game after being knocked by Ramos' elbow. Aside from the 2018 final, both Liverpool and Real Madrid had also faced each other in last season's Champions League quarterfinals, where both teams had to play behind closed doors for both legs. The first leg, which took place in Madrid, ended with Los Blancos' 3-1 win over the Reds after a goal from Marco Asensio and 2 goals from Vinicius Jr. Thus, following this victory, Real Madrid were advantageous as they took the lead in aggregate. The second leg then took place in Anfield, where both sides were unable to score a single goal till the end, and Real Madrid ensured that they're through onto the semi-final after their aggregate win remained and Liverpool's failed comeback. Real Madrid may seem to have outclassed Liverpool in the last 4 Champions League meetings, but the last time Liverpool was able to defeat Real Madrid date back to the 2008 and 9 Champions League round of 16. The first leg in Santiago Bernabeu was 1-0 for the Reds after Israeli midfielder Yoshi Benayoun scored the only goal in that game. However, during the second leg in Anfield, Liverpool proved their dominance against Los Blancos, where Fernando Torres already scored the opener earlier after Real Madrid's defensive errors. Then, Liverpool was awarded the penalty, which Steven Gerrard successfully converted it as his shot sent Casillas into an opposite direction. Liverpool would extend their lead at the second half as Steven Gerrard once again scored his second goal with a stunning banger following Babel's cross, thus turned Anfield into a loud atmosphere. The score became 4-0 later after Mascherano provided the cross, allowing Andrea Dossena to score with his left foot. The game ended with the Reds' 4-goal victory at Anfield, thus turning the aggregate score to 5-0. It was Steven Gerrard who became the key player behind Liverpool's big win over Los Blancos after scoring 2 goals, and the bond between Stevie G and Fernando Torres was the main thread that had demolished Real Madrid, as plenty of chances were created for Liverpool and its attacking style had ruined Los Blancos' defense at instant. Furthermore, this game also featured both Xabi Alonso and Arbeloa playing for Liverpool in their last season before moving to Real Madrid later in the summer. Since Real Madrid may seem to be more dominant than Liverpool today, but the last time Liverpool managed to beat Real Madrid in the Champions League final date back to year 1981 when the final was taken place in Paris, and Alan Kennedy's only goal before injury time had decided the winner for Liverpool, thus their third Champions League title at that time. This year's final will be held in Paris once again, and now the big question is, can we potentially see history repeating itself once again? Recently, during the post-match interview, Mo Salah stated that he would like to face Real Madrid in the final again as there's still a score that needs to be settled, thus seeking for a payback after Liverpool's bitter defeat in the 2018 final and his dislocated shoulder that forced Salah himself to leave the pitch before halftime. Throughout the Champions League history, Real Madrid, the club with the most Champions League titles, has always been known for making unexpected comebacks, or known as Remontada in Spanish, in almost every stage. This season has been quite a wonderful season for Los Blancos, as they didn't only win the Spanish League, but also made surprising comebacks against PSG, Chelsea, and most recently Manchester City. However, Real Madrid had once made an unexpected comeback in the Champions League final, most notably the 2014 Champions League final. Traveling back to 2014, the Champions League final, which took place in Lisbon, was a Madrid derby showdown between Real Madrid and city rival Atletico Madrid. Thus this final was also Ancelotti's first ones with Real Madrid. Diego Godin already put Atletico ahead at the first half following his header. Atletico might be able to keep a 1-goal lead till the end, but the show restarted once again after Sergio Ramos managed to score a header to put Los Blancos level at sudden death. The game would go on to extra time, and Gareth Bale put Real Madrid ahead for the first time in the 110th minute. Real Madrid just kept being more dominant at extra time, where Marcelo scored to make it 3-1 with his low left foot strike, and Cristiano Ronaldo would score a penalty at the end of extra time, ending the final with a 4-1 win and eventually their 10th Champions League title, or known as La Decima. It took 12 years for Los Blancos to finally win the La Decima, and this final was regarded as one of the most memorable ones, as Real Madrid, who were down by 1 goal at first, managed to equalize at sudden death, thus an unexpectedly sweet comeback at extra time. Thus Los Blancos' attacking style in this game had completely exploited Simeone's defensive tactics and became the main key for making great comebacks, or remontada. As Thibaut Courtois going to feature in the Champions League final as Real Madrid's main goalkeeper for the first time, he was once Atletico's first choice goalie during the 2014 final, where he failed to prevent Los Blancos from making that great comeback, thus cost Atletico's first Champions League title hope. Following the La Decima season, Ancelotti failed to guide Los Blancos to the 2015 Champions League final and would eventually be sacked after failing to win a single major trophy. Then, Zinedine Zidane would return to Bernabeu as a manager and made a huge achievement by guiding Los Blancos to win 3 Champions League titles in a row. However, after almost a year of break, Zinedine Zidane returned again to Real Madrid, but this time failed to win a single Champions League title in his second spell and decided to take another break from coaching. Afterwards, Ancelotti was reappointed as Real Madrid's manager once again after being in charge of Everton for a season and a half. As he managed to claim his first La Liga title, Ancelotti is now aiming to win his second Champions League with Real Madrid, yet they're 14th overall. Both Zidane and Ancelotti have been Real Madrid's most successful managers in the present, as they've set several new records for Los Blancos and played out different kinds of style that ensured Los Galácticos' football dominance. Now, comparing both Jurgen Klopp and Carlo Ancelotti, these two managers have been rivals in terms of football management, as both have great coaching philosophy and would always play a great game with nonetheless different coaching styles. Both love attacking football at most times, but the only difference is that Klopp applies gegenpress or high press whenever the team loses ball possession and would keep longer possession in order to build up more attacking opportunities, while Carlo Ancelotti's team plays with less possession and has dropped back, but most importantly wants the wingers or attackers to have more space to run and use their skills in order to exploit the opposition's defense. In terms of the amount of Champions League titles, Carlo had won the most compared to Jurgen Klopp. Even before stepping up as a manager, Ancelotti had already won 2 Champions League titles while playing for AC Milan during his playing career. Moreover, as a manager, Ancelotti has already won 3 Champions League titles, twice with AC Milan and another one with Real Madrid. He had only lost 1 Champions League final, which was back in 2005 after Liverpool surprisingly sealed a comeback at the second half and eventually won the penalty shootout to become champions during the night at Istanbul. 2 years later, Carlo Ancelotti managed to redeem after Inzaghi's 2 goals ensured Rossoneri's 7th Champions League title over Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp, on the other hand, has reached 3 Champions League finals previously where he could only manage to win 1 final. His first Champions League final dates back to 2013 when Klopp's Borussia Dortmund suffered a slight 1-2 defeat to German rival Bayern Munich, who eventually won their 5th at that time. As mentioned earlier, Jurgen Klopp would suffer another final defeat in 2018 as his Liverpool side suffered a 3-1 defeat to Real Madrid following Karius' fatal blunder. A year later, Klopp would finally end the Reds' agony by guiding them to win their 6th Champions League title over Tottenham Hotspurs following goals from Mo Salah and Divock Origi. That's the end of the talk, and just want to let you guys know that the Champions League final between Liverpool and Real Madrid will be on the 28th of May and will be taking place in Paris. Now my big question before the end of the video is, will Benzema and Real Madrid be able to repeat another final victory over the Reds for their 14th overall? Or will Mo Salah and Liverpool be able to redeem by winning this final and claim for their 7th Champions League title? I guess this will be the best Champions League final of a lifetime, and looking forward to more surprising moments later. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more